Hello.
Hey.
So, how are we doing this week?
I only had a 12 pack each day than an 18.
Okay. 12 is better than 18.
Mm-hmm.
What was your day like? What was the day?
Woke up like noon, and I was out of beer, so I went to the store, got the light beer instead of the regular one.
Why'd you choose light beer?
Lower alcohol content.
Recently, I discovered that the light, in fact, is not about alcohol content. It is, in fact, about calories.
Yeah.
So, no work this week? No school? Nothing?
No.
Where do you think you are on your motivational ruler? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 means that you have absolutely no motivation to end your alcohol use, and 10 means you're completely ready. Where would you say you are?
A 3.
3. Okay. What do you think the reasons that you're here are?
The court made me. The DUI. We talked about that already.
Does that motivate you to start drinking?
No.
So what's going to happen if you continue to drink?
Probably get sick. Die. I don't know.
Those don't make you want to stop at all? Cut down?
No.
You came in saying that you drank a 12-pack instead of an 18-pack.
Yeah. Disability money's running out. Gotta go a little cheaper.
Okay, so financial motivation to stop. Don't have enough money.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a pro? Why would it be good to stop drinking then?
Could have more money.
We could have more money. Okay. And what's the con in that situation?
Not having alcohol.
So besides money, is there anything else? What does alcohol bring to your life?
Just makes me feel alive. Like, get all happy, and it just like helps with like everything. Just makes life more tolerable, I guess.
What are the activities that you do when you're drinking?
I'm more likely to message people online. I'm more likely to call friends. More likely to justify getting pizza.
So you feel better socially.
Yes.
Are
I just,
any-
I know people like to hang out with like drunk me. I just don't know about like sober me. Not the most interested person ever.
Okay, so tell me about drunk Catherine. What makes me, why do I want to hang out with drunk Catherine?
Because I'm just happy and I don't overthink everything and I don't go off on random tangents and I'm just like more focused and I'm just like more out there, I guess. At least that's how I feel.
Alright, so you feel better about yourself, you feel happier.
Yes.
You've talked a little bit about feedback that you've gotten from friends and family. What do they think about drunk Catherine?
In general, I'm a happy drunk.
In
Very
general.
life of the party. I think I'm really boring without it. So I just think I'm better with it.
You're court mandated to be here, right?
Mhm.
And what led to that? I know we've talked about it, but tell me again, what led to you ending up in that chair?
Oh, I guess I went out one night with a couple friends and had a few too many pictures and woke up in jail the next morning. And they said my blood alcohol was just a little too high. It was like 0.4, I think. And yeah, needless to say, I had a DUI, and since it was my third one, they said I needed to go to treatment.
So let's back up a little. You went out, you had a couple too many. woke up in jail, what happened to the rest of that time? No. So blackouts, do they happen often?
Does it count if I don't remember?
Yes.
Probably maybe once a week. Yes.
So the worst thing that's ever happened during one of these blackouts is that you were arrested for driving under the influence. Can you think of anything there that motivates you to stop drinking?
Not really, I guess.
What do you think a benefit of remembering your criminal life would be?
Boring.
About not getting arrested.
I mean, that would be good, but I mean, it was only the third time, I think. Well, no, I only got arrested once. It was my third DUI. But yeah,
What was the consequence?
having to go to therapy,
What happened to your license?
and kind of got taken away. So now I gotta take the bus, and that's annoying. But I mean, maybe I'm better off not driving. It's kind of expensive to drive anyway.
How's your life now limited without a license?
No more joyrides, I guess.
Joyrides. Joyride was joyful.
I would assume so.
What about getting to work? What about having the freedom to drive?
I haven't worked in a while, and I got fired from my last job.
Why'd you get fired?
I think I missed too many days. Yeah,
Why'd you miss so many days?
hungover. I think I drunk dialed my boss once. That might have not been so good of an idea at the time. It was a great idea at the time, just not a great idea looking back at it.
Okay. What would you get if you were able to drive and keep a job? What would your life look like?
Really cool keggers?
Parties with friends.
Yeah.
So if you were able to cut down your drinking, remember your nights, and hold down your job, what else besides keggers? What about having a job lets you have keggers?
Earn money?
Do you like money?
Take it or leave it. I mean, I need enough to live, but it's not super, like, important, I guess. Like, it's not the most important thing to me.
Okay, but living, being able to live, that's important too.
Yeah, I mean, just have a roof over my head, have food, beer.
Are you able to do that? We talked about you had to cut down. But what else was it costing you? Were you able to meet all your needs with your disability money?
I guess. Yeah. For the time being.
What about future health issues?
It's not a concern right now. Because it's right now. I believe in living the way I want to live. I don't care about longevity. I care about today.
So how do you want to live?
Like, today's my last.
Okay. Today is your last day. Don't you want to remember it?
No.
Well, you are court mandated to be here. So we do have to do a couple things. So you told me about your motivation for being here. You are court mandated to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you continue using, what will happen?
I'll die eventually.
And if you quit using,
I will die eventually.
is there anything in between that's a different answer there?
Maybe I'll be able to have a vacation and then die?
Vacation.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go on vacation? If you could go anywhere.
I don't know.
Anywhere. Real or imagined, where would you go?
St. Louis.
Why?
Budweiser plants there.
Why else? What would you get out of going to the Budweiser plant?
Just to see how all the magic happens. They have Clydesdales there.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently pretty good pretzels too.
Pretzels are very
And they have
delicious.
deep fried pig noses too. Called snouts. Or smouts. Something like that. That would be interesting just to say.
Actual
Try it.
pig noses.
Mhm.
Okay. So what do you want to get out of being here besides me signing your court order document?
Well, what am I supposed to get out of it?
Well, I see a very interesting, sober individual in my office. And I'd like you to have more interests beyond drinking. Let's go back to the social aspect. Do you have any interest in feeling okay to be social with people without alcohol? What do you think about that?
I mean, it might be worth being sober if I could still, like, have fun, but it's really hard for me to, like, have fun and enjoy things without alcohol.
Okay, so let's think about that. When was the last time you remember having fun without alcohol?
Middle school,
What was so fun about middle school?
swing set, no responsibility.
Okay. What else?
I think that was before I got, like, really low in the social totem pole, so maybe, like, I think I started using to, like, be the cool kid. But I don't know, I just can't remember, like, fun and sober being. I mean, I know it was sometime in middle school, but I can't totally remember.
So fun, sober you,
Mm-hmm.
higher on the totem pole,
Mm-hmm.
and able to. I heard no responsibility in there. Describe that.
Just carefree, like, you don't have to worry about what people are thinking. You don't have to worry about, like, where you fit in. You don't have to worry about stuff. Like, you get up, you go to school, go to sports activities, see your friends. You don't have a ton of homework. It's just, you get to kind of just be free, and you still get recess. I mean, high school, you don't get any recess anymore.
You have free blocks though.
No.
No, you didn't have free blocks.
Well, my high school, like, I didn't want to deal with gym class because I think I overheard there was a shower rule and I didn't want to deal with that. So the way to get out of gym was to take a 7th academic. So I did that. So I had classes all 7.
Okay. Do you remember at some point in middle school you didn't feel like it was so free and so fun, right?
Yeah.
Looking back now, you remember it that way though, right?
Probably, yeah. I guess.
So what does that tell you?
What did you just say?
So, if it didn't feel like you were free,
Oh.
but looking back now, you're like, oh wow. What does that tell you?
I thought something made me feel caged, or I, like, was kind of a social outcast at some point from something. Or I would, maybe, did I just, like, want to be one of the cool kids? Maybe I just always wanted to be, like, one of, like, the badasses. So maybe, like, that's what I did. I don't know. Something happened. I guess I just can't remember it.
Okay. Do you have any interest in going back to being that carefree version of you?
I don't really remember too much of what it was like, but
You looked really happy when you were talking about it just now. That tells me that you might have had a fond memory in there.
possibly. I just think
Feelings.
it's a long way to get to that point, and it's just really overwhelming. And there's just, like, I don't know, I just think it's going to be too much work.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. No one's asking you to go there tomorrow.
True.
I mean, you've expressed that you have no interest in going into any type of 30-day treatment program. You don't need to at this point. But what could we start doing now that maybe we could get back to that?
Get some hobbies.
Okay.
Maybe.
What are you interested in, Kat?
No idea.
No idea. What was your last hobby that you had?
Playing sports.
Playing sports. Do you have any interest in doing that as an adult?
Probably not. It's too much worrying about like what other people are thinking. The alcohol kind of just takes away the worries about the people.
What about the next morning? Do they come back?
No. Wait, the feelings or the people?
The feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would it motivate you to stop drinking if we could decrease those feelings?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do when you start, besides drinking? What can you do when you start to have those intrusive thoughts?
Find somewhere to stop them. But it's just easier to go to the fridge and get a 40.
Now let's just think for a second. What else could you do?
Could I do?
Yes, what could you do?
Take a jackhammer to them?
Visualize that. What would be the problem with actually taking a jackhammer to another human being?
Then you'd kill them and then you'd go to jail the rest of your life.
Okay. So,
But figuratively. Just,
well, have you ever actually asked any of these people if they actually have negative thoughts about you?
isn't that kind of a socially awkward thing to ask?
It's a little bit socially awkward to also get blackout drunk every night and have DUIs.
It's all you hear about on the news.
When you see someone on the news who has been arrested
Mm-hmm.
multiple times for DUIs, do you look at them and say, wow, they're cool?
No, I think I kind of recognize them.
So what do you now think of as a cool person?
I think that was a yes. We might have to edit this.
Yeah, I think, John, you do realize there's a camera going? It'd kill you. Really. So continue. What do you envision as the cool person right now?
I don't know.
What do you want to be the cool person?
I just want to be the life of the party, but maybe like I just want to be the one that everyone wants to talk to and like be friends with. Because I like being with people, but it's just alcohol has kind of always been the way I've been with people.
So, why don't we try to work on getting you to be with people? But remember the time that you're with them. I mean, how is this working for you in terms of follow through with friends?
Is that just drinking friends?
Are you interested in having more than just drinking friends?
If it's possible, it would be kind of nice, but alcohol is the only thing I like know how to do at this point. Like it's like how it's like you go out to bars, you have a couple drinks, I don't know, it's like we kind of revolve around. I just kind of revolve around like going to the bar, getting like a drink, or like that's just the social context we're really used to.
So I hear you talking about going to the bar and getting a drink.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm not understanding is how we get from a drink to 12 years to a DUI to ending up in jail. There's nothing wrong with one drink.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have one drink and then another drink and then another drink, and then you stay for a little bit longer, and then you go home and drink as an after party. And then you get this great idea to drive your friends home.
How did your friends feel about you getting arrested?
I haven't asked them, to be honest.
You seen them?
Not recently.
So when you're watching the news and you see all these people getting arrested, do you see any of them that have bigger consequences than just getting arrested?
You get jail time.
Anything
or prison
else?
time. No.
What about the drunk driving accidents that result in death? People getting hurt?
Sure.
Would you want to hurt other people?
No.
So, would you want your friends to get hurt?
No.
You want people to like you. You don't want to hurt them.
Yes.
You want people to like you, so you probably shouldn't hurt yourself.
That's reasonable.
What can you do with that for a pro and a con to stopping continuing to drink?
Well, I mean, the pro would be you wouldn't hurt anybody else or anyone else's friends. So that would be good.
Very good.
That would be one good thing.
Okay. What about not hurting yourself?
I mean, it's not like I'm cutting or anything.
What's so different?
One's internal, the other's external. I don't know, I think alcohol's more acceptable than, like, I don't see it as self-injury, that's all. We're able to metabolize it, like, whatever.
So alcohol's a poison. We're not able to metabolize it. That is why we have the effects of alcohol.
But it's legal.
Lots of things are legal and illegal. Pick a year in the 1900s and you might get 25 years for having marijuana.
Sure.
Up until the Clinton administration, there were people serving 25 years to life, being arrested with a dime bag.
No. Society is a little backwards.
In the 20s, alcohol was illegal.
You know. And there was a lot of speakeasies because people wanted it anyway.
A lot of opium dens and crack houses as well. Would you go into any of them?
Probably not. Not really my style.
So alcohol is probably one of the worst things you can do to your body. People die every single day from it.
Right?
So how is it so different from cutting?
I don't know. Less stigmatized. More widely portrayed.
So when someone says, hey Catherine, let's go for a drive, tell them you can't drive, it's not stigmatizing?
Not in the moment. Or if it is in the moment, I guess I don't care.
In that moment, what would you do to stop caring?
Stop caring or start caring?
Stop caring.
About what?
If it did bother you.
Oh. Find something else to do?
Okay, so what's something else that you can do?
Smash pumpkins?
Alright.
Make pumpkin seeds?
Seeds are great. Would you like to cook?
Yeah.
What do you like to cook?
I like making pies. I keep burning myself though. Because, like, drinking and baking don't go very well together.
Okay. Can you see a pro and a con there?
Yeah. You better to, like, not get burned all the time? Ovens. Although, I mean, at the time it's funny. It's just not so funny when it hurts the next day.
So, more productive?
I guess so.
So right now we have a little list here. Pros to stopping drinking. You'd have more money, you wouldn't hurt people, and you'd be more productive.
Okay.
Cons. Money's not that important to me.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really have one for not hurting people. It's funny to burn myself while I am drunk. Any thoughts or feelings about that list?
And then when you say it out loud, it sounds kind of twisted.
What can you do with that?
Maybe realize my actions affect other people.
Okay. So you mentioned wanting hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back to that conversation. What kind of hobby would you like to have?
Baker.
Being a baker. Okay, that incorporates a lot of these. You can be more productive. You need money to get the materials to bake.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to bake?
Hi.
Is it something that you think would be an interest just for fun, or something that you could eventually maybe make money at doing, like work?
Probably just for fun.
What do you think that would make you interesting?
I don't know, I think I don't know. All I can think of is like church gatherings and like having all the housewives and their like stupid little aprons bringing like pies for sale.
So I can't tell, is this a positive or a negative image?
Considering I'm 27, yeah, probably negative.
Okay. Well, you like to bake pies. Everyone likes pies. Nobody doesn't like them. Do you know anyone who doesn't like pie?
They're out there.
But lots of people like pie.
True.
So there's lots of very interesting people who like pie.
True.
You can make a pie and invite some friends over, watch TV, talk to them. You can also teach other people how to bake.
True.
So, what besides cooking can you do?
Yeah, I like craft type stuff, but I have this problem where like I'll get this great idea in my head, and then I'll start it, and then I've got like a bin of unfinished projects.
So this goes back to being more productive. And one of the pros of stopping drinking, you might be able to get some of those things in that bin finished.
Well, I just get really frustrated with it, and I get bored, and then I just kind of.
Have you ever gone back and looked at any of the things?
No.
I think you should try that between now and next time. Go back and look at some of the things that you were interested in. See if you could finish any of them. Tell me about this project.
I started knitting a hat, and then got annoyed because it was taking too long. Because, like, it's just, I guess, like, I just want to see results faster. So I have a hard time, like, putting the time into it. Like, baking is sort of instant gratification because, you know, you have to try the filling. It's fun to make the crust. And then you get to try the filling before it's cooked. And then you get to try the filling after it's cooked.
Alright. So instant gratification. What else can you find instant gratification?
Cooking's easy. But I guess maybe I don't get a lot of gratification from like normal things, I guess. Like either things take too long and I get annoyed with it, or I don't care enough to do something, or it's just kind of easier to go back to drinking.
It's easier to go back to drinking.
I mean, going through withdrawal from alcohol is the only one that can kill you, so I mean, there's a con for not stopping.
You see that as a con?
Well, yeah, I mean, it could kill you. And you'll be really sick, and it will be painful.
So wouldn't that be kind of a pro to not drinking so that you didn't need to detox?
I mean, I think just going through the whole detox process maybe just sounds like super, super overwhelming.
I understand that it can be very overwhelming. There's many different options for detox.
Do they have one where they knock you out until it's like out of your system and then they like wake you up?
Yes, there's medical detox.
But like you don't have to like deal with it. You just kind of like
Yeah, they medically detox you. It can happen in a matter of hours. It's not the safest thing to do.
no.
Usually about 3 days, but yes. You can be medically detoxed and then go into the treatment program. But medical detox does not address any of the emotional issues. Not that it's not a completely valid option. If it's something you're really interested in, we can certainly get you into one.
What emotional problems? I don't think I have them. How do you define emotional problems?
Needing to drink to fit in, having trouble with social settings.
I thought that was just the norm.
Many people don't have that. So is medical detox something that you would think about doing?
Maybe.
Maybe. What would stop you from doing it?
Stop me from medical detox? I mean, everything's worth a shot at least, but I don't know, like, I don't want to have to, like, deal with it.
So medical detox, you don't have to deal with it.
But, like, then I don't want to have to be one of those people that, like, lives in a place for crazy people.
Medical detox takes 4 to 6 days.
And then what?
Then you come back here and we work on getting you some hobbies. You can choose, after doing the medical detox, to go into something more inpatient, but you don't have to.
Might be worth looking into. We'll see.
What do you think you could do after the medical detox?
I have no idea.
So you're not working right now, you're not in school.
No.
So if I could make a phone call, go to a medical detox right from here, would that be something you'd be interested in?
But like, I don't know, it's like I would want to know the point A to point B to point C, like, I don't know.
Well, what questions do you have? Most of the time people make the decision. You make a couple phone calls. You either go with you, check yourself in, and they tell you when you'll be out.
Okay. But then, what happens after that?
You are completely detoxed of alcohol with no risk of having withdrawal symptoms and or death, which is something you mentioned you were worried about. It gives you kind of a clean slate. The work you have to do on the other end is not drinking so that you don't need to go to a detox again.
Maybe. I mean, it's just been so long, you know? It's kind of like what I know.
What would be so bad? Because from what you've told me, medical detox is kind of like your magic wand. Well, you don't have to do any work.
It's the theory I know. What happens when?
What do you mean? What are you scared of?
Just what life's gonna be like.
According to you and everything you said, life is pretty much going to be the exact same way it is now, but you wouldn't be drinking.
What's the point? I mean, I get at least some benefit from alcohol, whereas, like, I don't really get any when I'm, like, I haven't been sober in forever, but I don't know, like, maybe I'm just not a very happy person, but...
We talked about adding some hobbies, looking into doing some other things to keep your time, make friends, be the life of the party, and remember it.
Just the whole thought is just like so overwhelming.
Take it one step at a time. What would be so bad about having alcohol out of your system in a week from now?
It's just losing the feeling of being happy.
You can be happy without alcohol. Right now you're talking about tremors, possible death, financial issues. That's everything that I'm hearing that goes along with it. I hear you want the life to party, you want the social interaction, but you can't remember it. So how is that something tangible that you can take with you?
I guess I just don't think I can be the life of the party without it.
But you don't remember being the life of the party now.
No, that's what all my friends say.
You also probably don't remember.
But the little bit that I do remember is happy memory, not bad memory.
Right before you wake up in a jail cell and you've lost your license.
I think that's only happened once. I wake up other times and I do remember it, and it's fun. And
tell me about waking up the next morning. I mean, we've talked about the fact that you might need a medical detox, which indicates that you have some pretty severe withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah, but like...
Tell me about those.
I'll wake up. If you crash at like 4 in the morning or whatever, you wake up around 10 and then you have a mimosa with breakfast and, you know, if anything, like headache happens and everything, like you just have a little bit more beer and it goes away.
So back to the medical detox, you would have no headache. After you'd be... From what I understand, people feel quite nice after.
What's so important about going to detox?
Detox is not that important, but you have expressed to me some of the barriers to stopping drinking, or you didn't want to put in the time, you didn't want to put in effort, you didn't want to be awake for any of it, didn't want to feel any pain. There was a lot of didn'ts. You wanted to wake up and have it be finished. That's a medical detox. There are other ways to detox. You can also systematically cut down on your drinking. But you've also indicated to me that you're an instant gratification person. Cutting down on your drinking, detoxing naturally, that takes time. It does take effort. It takes willpower, not too much willpower, but it takes willpower. Whereas a medical detox does not. Both are options. People choose them for various different reasons. They are available. It is something that, being court mandated, we can provide for you. You don't have to make any decisions right this second, but it's an option.
Okay.
And it does answer some of questions in your con list.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me more.
What?
More about what helps you, besides anything besides alcohol that has helped you or you think could help you.
Could help Learning how to be around people sober.
Okay. Is it something you would like to do?
I mean, if detox is the route we end up going, then I should probably learn this stuff beforehand, so I'm not just like laying on an island with nowhere to go.
Like I said, Catherine, you would go to medical detox, and the day you got out, we would have an appointment, and we could. There are so many options of things that you can get involved in, but you wouldn't just go and be on an island. We would make sure that I saw you on the day of discharge, and we came up with a plan. That is a benefit of seeing someone above and beyond just going to a detox. Ideally, you would go to a program. Well, you've expressed you're not interested in any type of inpatient, and I understand that, and I respect that. So there are other programs you can go to.
Okay.
That do, some of them do start before 10 a.m., but again, these programs are there for your benefit. So if you only made it from 10 to 1 the first day, I would be happy.
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you do in these programs?
They depend. Some of the partial hospitalization programs, so they have different groups.
Take these start so you have
8:48 actually. 12 or 2 minutes, depending on how we're billing, but that's very, so you're very aware of the time. That's very good. I was actually, I was watching. So, there's lots of different programs. They're all formatted differently, but they're all based around treating you. You can still see me while you're in many of them.
Okay.
So ideally you would go to detox.
Okay.
In a week you would come see me.
Okay.
We would pick a program.
Could we maybe look at programs like before detox?
Sure. There's many different programs. Some of the programs are more active. You express that you like sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see you get into a program that has that aspect
Okay.
of physical movement, and you can just different yoga. It depends on the group. Most of them, they consist of some sort of talk therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You talk in a group. Expressive therapy, some sort of art, craft, but they're nice. Some of them quite lovely. I think that you should think about it.
Okay.
And when we do meet next week, I can go and see what programs are local, available. It's something that you'd be interested in doing.
Okay.
But I'm really glad to hear that you are considering some of these things.
Maybe we'll consider options that's available.
So between now next week, what do you think you can do just to stay on this track?
Start thinking about stuff I want to do. Maybe like look online.
Absolutely. Make a list about the stuff that you would like to do after the detox. Think about it. It's like that magic wand.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that you want hobbies, you want a social life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm just not sure how realistic it is.
it's as realistic as you want it to be. You have to be an active participant. But it sounds like you're ready to start thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, that part's the easy part is thinking, but it's just the doing part.
It's not that easy. I can look at notes from when we first started, and you didn't think you had a problem.
Yeah.
You had some very choice words for the judge that sent you to me.
Yeah.
And for me, some of the time you had some choice words for me, but we've come a really long way, so don't discount thinking about it. Because there was a point where you weren't willing to think about it.
Yeah.
Now you are. So as you did so astutely point out, we are about at the end of our time.
Okay.
So you have your homework for the week.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine.
Okay.
Get you all the information on these detox and these programs.
Okay.
Same time next week.
Sure.
All right.
Cool.
The question is,
What?
I was going to say something inappropriate about the camera scene, I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I just had to.
see, it's not staring down my shirt.
Hello. I have